What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we had an interesting interview that took place with Olympic gold medalist, retired Hall of Fame iconic superstar boxer, turned boxing pundit and analyst, Andre SOG Ward. He was featured on The Good Fight with Kate Upton, and Andre Ward, he talked about something that was very, very interesting, which was the biggest question that most fans have in the sport of boxing is the sanction bodies, okay? And how they operate and why they operate in the manner they operate in. And Andre Ward, ironically enough, is an undefeated two-division world champion. He was a unified light heavyweight world champion, unified super middleweight world champion, okay? He never got the opportunity to fully become undisputed, but he did hold 3 belts at light heavyweight, okay? And so Andre Ward himself, he explains that he don't even understand how the sanction bodies operate. He don't understand why these fighters pay a percentage, including himself. He don't understand, why they act as commissions when we already have commissions in the sport of boxing. Andre Ward, he finished his career 32 wins, no loss and no draws, 16 wins by way of knockout, 6 feet tall with a 71-inch arm reach. So he goes on and he says that, he don't understand why they pay the purses that they have to pay. Okay. 3% to be exact. He said, and it's not when you win multiple belts, you have to pay 3% per belt. So when you become undisputed, you have to pay a total of 12% of your purse to the sanction bodies. Okay. And he says, and us as fighters, we don't see what they do. What benefits do we have from having them? And he don't like the sanction bodies, and he's ready to do away with them unless they give him a full explanation of why they even exist. And he believes that it's simply a case of it's just the old rule. It's an old habit that's been in the sport of boxing forever, and nobody looks into it. So let's listen to what he had to say. And shout out to Kate Upton. You can hear the full interview on The Good Fight with Kate Upton. Okay, so listen to this.
And I'm gonna talk about this in the book. Maybe I'm ignorant toward the finer details, but I really need somebody to help me understand what does the sanctioning bodies do.
So you see, he said, I don't like the sanction bodies, right? I don't like the fact that they're in the sport. Now, obviously, again, careers are defined by winning belts, okay? This guy's an undisputed champion. This guy's a 4-division champion. First thing you think of when you say Manny Pacquiao is, oh, Manny Pacquiao is an 8-division world champion. So it's a staple in the sport of boxing. So it kind of defines the career of these fighters, okay? You look at guys like Evander Holyfield. He was on the verge of almost becoming undisputed 3 different times. He was undisputed at heavyweight, undisputed cruiserweight. And he just missed out because Riddick Bowe, Big Daddy Bowe, vacated the WBC title, and he beat Riddick Bowe in the rematch. But Riddick Bowe, if he hadn't vacated the WBC title, Evander Holyfield would have been a 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion and an overall 3-time undisputed world champion, right? So, those things, the sanction belts and the belts define careers, okay?
How do they justify a percentage of your gross pay?
Now, here's the thing, right? He said, like you said, how do they justify a percentage of your gross pay, which is something you got to look into and you got to think about, right? You win the belt, but you got to pay for the belt. Okay. So what do you get? So what I hear is that a lot of fighters say, well, when you are the champion, your purse is bigger going into fights. Okay. You guaranteed a bigger purse. Well, we see guys like Floyd Mayweather fighting and getting $100 million checks and belts are not even on the line. Okay. So how much is it really benefiting, or is it simply, and how is it, it's a way to affect the fighters that are just coming up. So, you're paying for, you win the belt, but you actually don't win it. You're buying it.
3% to be exact. Win multiple belts. It doesn't stay at 3%. It goes up 3% per belt. Some would say, oh, they supervise, the fight, and, they send their officials.
So he's saying the sanction body supervise the fight. Well, if they supervising the fight, that means they could have an effect on the fight as well in return, right? So again, you're not winning a belt, you're buying a belt. And if you're buying the belt, then you can buy other things.
For that. Why doesn't California and New York, and I think it's like a mixture, like if I fight for the WBO belt, they'll have a WBO official sitting ringside with a patch that says WBO. No disrespect, but we don't need that. If that's going to cost me 3%, I don't need that official presiding over the event. We have a whole commission. That's their job.
So essentially you have two commissions sitting ringside, and they both have, now here's where it gets interesting. They have different agendas, because if you are the WBO champion, like he stated, and you have a WBO official sitting ringside, well, his vested interest is the WBO champion.
Just think the sanctioning bodies and, the amount of sanctioning bodies we have, it's just one of those things in boxing that have been around for a long time.
And you see, this one of those things in the sport of boxing that's been around for a long time. It's like I said, it's just habit. Okay. Everybody's used to it, and nobody actually gives it much credence.
And nobody questions it. And we just think it's appropriate and okay to take fees out of a fighter's purse, their gross purse. Now, some fighters, when they get into a position and they have the leverage, you can negotiate. And I'm going to go ahead and put that nugget out there for fighters.
Now, listen to that. He said when you get to a certain level, you can negotiate the purse. So based upon how much money you make, that's how much effect you can have on the sanctioning body. So it's not the same rules all the way across the board, clearly, because if you are a bigger star, then you can negotiate your percentage.
You can negotiate. Like, everybody's not paying, Floyd Mayweather's not paying 3% of what he fought Manny Pacquiao for, I guarantee you. Manny Pacquiao's not paying 3%. At that point, the sanctioning body, they switch gears, and they're like, well, we're just happy to be a part of it, and then you can negotiate a flat fee or a smaller percentage. But
well, that answered the question. When you have big fights and big name fighters going into fights, and suddenly this guy's moved up in the ranking system, and these are things we already know, but he's just shedding more light to it. A la Keith Thurman, when he came back and fight Mario Barrios, he's a big name in the sport of boxing. And so the WBC decided to attach their name to Keith Thurman's name in this Mario Barrios fight for no apparent reason. Okay. And then suddenly after the fight, Keith Thurman landed at number 3 in the WBC welterweight rankings. So Keith Thurman, he made it clear he wasn't even aware that it was going to be a title eliminator fight. But they decided to throw their hat in the ring because they saw an opportunity and they wanted their name attached. It's promotion.
I don't like it, Kate. I don't understand what they do for the money. We can't say that we hate seeing fighters broke at the end of their careers. And fighters got, they got responsibility there too. They got to become financially literate and try to figure things out personally. So there's a personal responsibility, but it doesn't help when you have everybody's hand in your pot. Promoters, managers, sanctioning bodies, and who God knows who else. It's a problem. What do the sanctioning bodies do to justify taking that kind of percentage from a fighter's purse? I'll wait.
So you see, he said, what do they gain, and what do the fighters gain? So you paying them, you buying the belt. So this lets you know you can buy rankings, you can buy status, okay? And this is simply, at the end of the day, like I stated, it is the sanction bodies are looking for you to promote their name, period. It's just like you see fighters with a Gatorade patch on their shorts, or Corona patch on their shorts, or a Nike patch, or Floyd Mayweather Hublot patch on their shorts, Mikey Garcia with tons of patches on his short. So those are just promotions. They want to attach their name to you to promote their brand. And so the sanction bodies are a promotion. So you the biggest name in the sport of boxing, a la Canelo Alvarez, right? The WBC wants their name attached to Canelo Alvarez, okay? It's promotion. And so not only is it free promotion, but they charging you to promote it. So instead of them paying you to promote it, you paying them to promote their brand. Isn't that something? That's essentially what it boils down to. You are paying the sanction bodies to promote their brand. And that needs to be done away with. revamped and revisit, period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.